My next guest has one of my favorite names in MMA, Harry Hunsucker. He's going to be taking on Justin Tafa at UFC Fight Night next Saturday. Harry, how's it going, man?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Doing great, except for that door being open. But other than that, we're all good here. We haven't seen you fight since March. I know you had some injuries. Was this the right amount of time off for you to take your next fight?
I mean, I've been ready for a while. You know, we were trying to make this fight happen in November, but Justin actually had a broken hand as well. So,
okay.
You know, we had to push it back a little bit. But, you know, I feel great right now, man. You know, I've made some tweaks to my training program. My coach's gym got to reopen from, you know, the COVID shutdown. Because like the times that you guys have seen me, I haven't even been able to train consistently with my coach. So that made a big difference. You know, we talked about alcohol a few times. I'm 6 months out. I've not had a drink in I've had 2 beers. One whenever my kids won at World Championships, and then one when my buddy Jesse won his fight. And I didn't even finish that one. So like I quit drinking again. And like everything's just firing, man. Like and I think that a lot of people are going to be very surprised at the person that they get December 18th. You know what I mean? I know that I haven't had the best showing so far, but I think that people are going to be in for a rude ass awakening come December 18th.
With all that said, was there anything you took away from the last fight against Tuivasa? We know that he's gone on a nice run as well. What did you learn the most from that fight?
Man, I mean, I was beat up a little bit before that fight. I mean, I won my fight that I had before that, but you always have injuries coming out of camp and out of fights. I don't care what anybody says. You always have a little something. So, I mean, the big thing was the nerves on that stage. It's hard, man. I don't care what anybody says. You to Tuivasa on 4 days' notice, and you're already beat and banged up, and you know that. And, you know, I'd been drinking like we talked about. Like, I made every wrong decision in the world, man. But at time, I think that fight would have gone differently as well. I mean, you know, Bam Bam's a tough dude, but, I think that I'd be a much better fight for him on a full fight camp. Just like, I mean, I'm going to be a handful for Tafa. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Does it make it easier, the fact that you knew you were going to fight him already, your opponent here, Justin Tafa, and it seems like you got a full camp for this one. So how do you look at this fight from a style perspective with all that in consideration?
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty stand-up, pretty straightforward assessment whenever you're looking at him. He's got a hard head. He can take a punch, and he loves to throw down. You know what I mean? He's got good boxing out of the clinch, too. He'll throw some good leg kicks. He's a hard fight, but there's not a hard fight. You know what I mean? I think that this is the best possible matchup that I could have asked for. I mean, he's a 4-3 record. I don't think he had any amateur experience that I could find anywhere. I don't know if he's boxed or done any kickboxing or anything. I'm not sure if you know, but I have. So, I mean, I've got 4 or 5 times the experience as he does, and I've been my past, outside of Bandera and Tuivasa, I've been preparing for 5-round fights for 4 or 5 fights because I had a title. So, I mean, I'm a huge underdog if you look at the betting lines, you know what I mean? But like it's not the way that I see it in my mind.
Yeah, no, absolutely. All good points there. You mentioned camp, getting to be with your coach. How has camp looked heading into this? Who have you mainly been working with as far as training partners?
So, my main coach for MMA is Mike Seals. He's a second-degree black. He's a pro fighter. Of course, he's retired now. He's my coach. My main training partner for camp has been Trent Knott. He's my brother, my road dog. He just fought this past Saturday night. He lost by decision, but we're just happy that, he got the fight. This time last year, he was leaving my house on Thanksgiving night last year and was in a car accident and broke 3 vertebrae in his neck, and they told him he'd never be able to fight again, and he fought to a decision Saturday night, you know what I mean? So that's been my main training partner. And then, all my team here at Elite at the martial arts school that I run, they've been great. we started this thing a year and a half, 2 years ago called the Kentucky Fighters Group, and we're bringing up all of the up and pro fighters in our whole state are coming out to spar and get work in every Friday night. I've got like lots of different looks. I got to work with lots of southpaws, top of the southpaw. I've been getting in work with a lot of high level guys, man.
Absolutely. And we know, like most heavyweights, you don't want to be in there too long, don't want to get paid by the hour. I imagine we're going to see a knockout in this one. How do you envision the fight playing out?
I've said this a couple of times. I'm not sure exactly, exactly. It ain't going 3 rounds, baby. I'm not a decision point fighter. You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to stay in there all night.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And how many more fights do you have left on your contract? I feel like, because you signed a 4-fight deal when you came into the UFC, right?
Yeah, I got 2 more after this one.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, because I wasn't sure like how many fights you had, so that makes sense. At least you still got a few more. And then obviously you mentioned wanting to get in there a little bit sooner. If all goes well, you come out of this unscathed. Are you kind of looking for an early fight next year? Or do you want to enjoy the holidays a bit? Have you sort of thought about that yet?
I got tunnel vision right now, man. I've not been thinking about anybody but Justin Tafa. That's the only thing on my mind right now.
Okay, that makes sense. And how's the schedule been? You mentioned running 4 gyms, and you got a lot going on with businesses and stuff. How has that balance been going into this fight with everything that's sort of on the plate right now?
The cool thing is I have the perfect schedule to complement morning and evening training sessions, and I've got the perfect setup to train as a pro fighter. Have I headaches this camp? Yeah, but I have headaches. I've had headaches every day my whole life because I'm just a busy person. You know what I mean? But no, I've been focused. I've been able to train how I want. I've been able to focus on my recovery, and everything's great, man. Everything's great.
Okay. That makes sense. And, I know you said tunnel vision. Do you have any plans for the holidays, or is that not even on your mind right now? You'll think about that after the fact.
I just want to come home, and I've got, 11 or 12 days off. I just want to come back home and spend time with my family. And then our new baby is going to be born after the first of the year. So I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome.
Yeah. Another baby girl.
Oh, I was going to say, that's great. Do you have a name picked out yet?
Yes. Not allowed to tell anybody. I'll get.
I know that. Yeah, I had that happen to me too. So yeah, you got to keep it top secret. But I had to ask anyways, as a fellow dad. And this is going to be an awesome card, the last fight card of the year. It is UFC Fight Night, December 18th. Harry, always appreciate the time, man. If there's anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, I just want to give a quick shout out to my manager, Pat Wilson. He's been a rock star, and I know I see a lot of guys in the game that they get drugged through the mud by their managers because their managers are trying to make a dollar. But Pat's never, ever steered me wrong, and he's an amazing person. He's a great friend of mine, and believe it or not, we've never even met each other in person yet because of COVID. But, him, and then all my training partners, my wife, my kids, anybody who's ever supported me, man.